out to the CT side. But I don't think that'll really be too big of a deal. But I'd say AVANGAR, I see them kind of taking this series 2-0, honestly.
Yeah, I think I could see... I think it'll probably go to a third map. I think the one issue I have for AVANGAR is I'm not sure how consistent they are in Mirage, even though they picked it here. And I think Cobblestone will certainly be a close one. So I could see a world where ATTAX certainly take this away. I think Mirage is going to be important for AVANGAR here. They have to get off to a good start because they have been a bit up and down on this map. And we're going to get into the pistol and see if they can get off to the good start they will be looking for. Currently, ATTAX have 3 players up towards B, and Jame might be in some trouble here. They're going to push on towards him, but Jame, 2 headshots. Eventually, the trade comes in, but the damage is done, and sure, Hunden's going to get the 1 kill at the cost of losing the site.
Yeah, great work by Jame to actually be able to get multiple kills out of that position. Able to take down 2 was extremely important. And now with a 1-man advantage of AVANGAR, there's double P connected together. They hadn't retrieved the bomb yet, they hadn't been able to get that down. So Buster and Demasic work together. It works out perfectly as AVANGAR do get themselves that pistol round. So I kind of like the idea by alternate attacks. They tried to push into B apartments with 3 players. If there was no one there, they had the chance maybe to go for a quick flank to maybe even send some players through the underpass. But it just didn't really work out. Jame connected a couple shots. The trades just didn't come in instantly.
Oh, the aggression not going to work for ATTAX in that first round, as you were saying. That, yeah, I don't think it was a bad idea. And Tizian's going to get a headshot through his teammate there. Ooh, Stefan also chiming in. All of a sudden, the mid-presence goes the way of ATTAX. That has not gone well for AVANGAR. They had 3 players there ready to try and take the fights. And yet somehow ATTAX have come out on top. They get an AK recovered. They said that Demasic is on the A site. See, the bomb has been left behind here. This is a very awkward position now. Demasic decided to play passively. Buster is on the B site, but neither of them have the bomb, and ATTAX are just all in connector. Very, very awkward. And I think he's going to spot out a couple of players there. Demasic also coming in. There we go, gets the headshot. So finally, AVANGAR are going to clean things up. And Tizian also spotted in the back. Demasic just finding easy frags there. But very, very dangerous that was.
Yeah, it was looking pretty good for alternate attacks there for a while. Demasic getting just all the kills from behind, done a great job at ensuring that they would be able to actually withstand the pistols. And thanks to that, now they will be able to just go up against a full eco. We saw a couple players, we saw Sirison especially making sure he has enough for the op in the following round, so they will be able to get a pretty solid play out on the one that's upcoming. But for this one, AVANGAR should be able to just get themselves the easy kills, build up some economy. We see James doesn't even bother getting himself a pistol, just sticks on the Glock. Sure he can get the op also in the following round, and I believe a bit of a stack towards A may have been noted there, but a player who walked out ramp for Hunden. Great shot onto Kicker. It's going to be able to take him down. The boost not working in favour of AVANGAR, and now this could maybe get a bit dangerous. Tizian connects that headshot onto Demasic, able to get himself an AK. And once again, AVANGAR 3 against 5 now, up against the pistols. They will be making their way over towards B, looking to try and get onto this site fast, but the rotate has already come in for the CT side. And now it might get awkward. Buster needs to get at least a couple of kills out of this one if he wants the team to have a chance to win this one, and it will be happening so far. Crizzen takes one, as does Buster, and Jame with the Glock will eventually be allowed to chime in on towards ECFN. And it looks like it is going to go back in favour of AVANGAR unless Sirison from the bench can get something done. Only has a USP, will be taken down, got some damage, but it wasn't enough to drop the bomb. And now it's all onto Stefan, who's just going to get taken down on mid. So easy clean up there by AVANGAR eventually, but losing those 2 instant kills could have been quite dangerous.
Again, a little bit more damage done. However, AVANGAR have got decent money built up. I'm going to stick with the 1 MAC-10 for Jame. He could have afforded the AWP. However, he is fine with sticking with that SMG. And AVANGAR going to lean fairly heavily towards A at the start of the round. Jame, the only man with the SMG, is currently out towards mid. So that could be very difficult for him to make his way forwards. But Searson has actually come out of window. So Jame has pretty much free reign out towards mid. In the meantime, Tizian is peeking in towards a ramp, so that might just slow down the AVANGAR push. But Jame has the mid-presence. If he could get the timing right on the push in towards connector, then he could do some damage. Thought for a second there Hunden might spot him out, but doesn't happen, and so Tizian's going to be the first line of defense here.
Yeah, this very aggressive positioning could work out in favour of alternate attacks, but if the first player doesn't find a kill, it's going to get dangerous. Nice by ECFN to at least trade that out, trying to remain alive, but it's not going to work. Demasic gets himself a second, but Sirison, he has that up as mentioned before. He will be just posted up in CT, and he takes one. He seems to be happy enough with that. Hunden even dropping James, so it's gone all in favour of alternate attacks now. As it's going to be Crizzen on 6 HP, left to try and clutch out a 1-on-3. knows the position of at least two of those players, but you may not know that they're doubled up towards CT, and if he tries to take the 1 versus 1 over towards this position, it's likely not really going to go in his favour. He's just behind the triple box currently. SDFN pushing out, may actually get caught off guard. This could get a little bit dangerous, but it doesn't matter. He turns around, finds that kill, and Alternate Attacks picking up that first gun round and doing so at least moderately cleanly with 3 players alive.
Yeah, that was quite surprising there. You saw, as you were saying, with the initial setup from Alternate Attacks, as soon as one player goes down, the second was always going to be in loads of trouble, being exposed from both Palace and Ramp. And it didn't work out for them. Demasik got those first 2 entries. However, Attacks managed to rotate really well. Searson got 2 quite important kills with the AWP, and that allowed Attacks to get back on top. So very impressive from them, and they're going to continue their good form as Tizian gets that opening kill. Buster just trying to work through Palace all alone. Doesn't work out for him. In the meantime, AVANGAR, again, are being able to gain the mid presence quite easily. So that's something for them to work with, but they're still going to have to come back from the 1-man deficit.
Yeah, and look how little utility actually have to try and do this. When Demasik once again opens up towards the A bomb site, though, he just walks straight out ramp, catches Tizian off guard, who was playing a bit of a more passive angle. It gets taken down instantly, and because of that, it's going to be the rotate coming in at least from Alternate Attacks, and they've definitely made the correct decision. 3 players are going to be trying to get into place to hold this one down, as it will be a 4-on-3. Still slightly in favour of the T side, of course, but as mentioned, with no utility, it's going to be difficult for them to try and actually get this bomb down. That will be the hardest thing now for them trying to achieve. Crizzen, it's a nice shot onto Sears and at least gives them a chance now, but CFN going to be able to instantly return that one. And that leaves us now on a 3-on-3. Still a bit of a stalemate really just towards the A bomb site. The terrorists can't move forward, and once they do, they're going to be just taking aim battles as SDFN wins himself 1, traded back by Demasik once again, and that should now allow the bomb plant to at least come in, and JM shot with the op, doesn't hit the flick onto the second guy, but they're aware that Hunden is in that position and they can just work together. See Demasik even up on top of the box, that's going to make it more difficult, and he should be finding this kill from above any second. So it's getting, it was a bit weird to watch from the death cam of JM, but yeah, he got him eventually.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the AWP didn't get the kill there, but Hunden, only good for the 1 frag, was never going to expect the second player to be up on the box. And so Alternate Attacks will be reset early on. I was interested to see if they were going to invest at least something into this round, and they have gone for a few upgraded pistols. However, they don't really have that big losing bonus. They just got reset, so they can't afford a massive investment. The AVANGAR side, I mean, their money certainly isn't great, but they should be able to build it up with a clean round win here. Buster will start that off with an easy spray down. Set that Attacks are going to push through mid. This could do some damage, and ECFN does get that kill with the D. Mac 10 trying to fall back. Crizzen could be in trouble as Hunden taps on his head. Ticker is going to have to shut them down, and he will do just that. 2 fairly important kills there, because if he doesn't get those frags, they could have recovered the AK, but not meant to be, and it's just Stefan left.
Yeah, they've actually at least been doing a pretty good job on the Alternate Attack side of causing damage, but if they aren't able to start getting some more gun rounds soon, that could be not really enough, I guess, to keep them in this game. Demasik going to be able to find the final kill there with ease, so AVANGAR taking that 5-1 lead, and Alternate Attacks now they can buy, but if they are to do so, a couple players will be lacking. We can see SDFN and Tizian, if they want to get the M4s, they're going to have just body armor and 0 utility to work with, but at least Searson gets the op, that's a positive, and we see even those 2 players just go for the FAMAS, and sure they have some utility at least into this round. Right now, AVANGAR, they will be just splitting up mostly. A lot of presence being put towards top mid, some presence also over towards A, as so far we've seen a couple aggressive pushes by Alternate Attacks, so I guess they're trying to counteract that as we see that come in once again. It's just been completely forfeited. AVANGAR able to take full control of this, and Hunden, look at this aggressive push. He's going to get tagged down through the smoke and finished off by Kickert. Hunden, just as he falls back to time, and not going to work out in his favour. See if they're going to be able to bring this one back at least. ECFN catches 1 out of Palace. Going to be Tizian also, who drops Demasik towards ramp. So there is some damage being done now back in favour of Alternate Attacks as they claim themselves a 1-man advantage, but there is still James who's managed to somehow creep his way back into jungle and into the window. He can maybe try and flank in towards the B bomb site, but it seems with the bomb going towards A, they're going to walk into it, and they're going to walk immediately into a stack, and James, it seems like they're definitely aware of this position.
Yeah, that's forced Attacks to play so passively on the A site, though. They're really not going to have any early information. Having said that, ECFN has rotated back towards window, but he doesn't want to go through the murder hole, so it's just going to be a straight-up brawl on the A site. Kickert going to go in first. The spray comes in, but Tizian is out of ammo. Will they expect the second player, though? Stefan also in under. Palace will catch the man out. Having said that, James chimes in with the MAC-10 from very long range. Now they know where he is. ECFN still takes a dink. James, though, has to speed things up. 25 seconds up to the AK. And he might just be able to get onto the site here. So still a chance for James, but he needs that bomb plant. Looks like they're going to concede it. So there we go. The bomb is down. Just as I say that, Searson spots out the final player. And ATTAX will get their second round on the board. And AVANGAR, I think, should still have enough money, especially with the bomb plant to get a buy, but it might be a little bit underwhelming. I'm not exactly sure if ATTAX will have a great buy either, though, so still very back and forth here.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. The alternate ATTAX even been able to win a round this time. Instead of 3 alive, they have 2 alive, and if they aren't able to actually chain another round on top of this one to start building up some momentum, AVANGAR, if they reset the economy now, they'll be running away with an amazing T-half. And yeah, after the buy now, let's see what alternate ATTAX are actually going to have. We see at least one player being left onto weaker weaponry, but overall it's actually a very solid buy. They get all the utility they could want. AVANGAR, on the other hand, they have a decent buy. They're lacking some utility. We see Prism going to be relegated to the CZ, but overall it's decent for both sides. So important round in terms of either AVANGAR resetting the economy or alternate ATTAX finally building up some momentum. We saw James early on taking actually a decent amount of damage from that nade as Stefan just threw that out into the apartments and brought him down to 60.
And not a bad start. I think this is the first time we have seen James with that AWP on the T side here. Despite that, AVANGAR have been able to gain mid presence in the previous rounds quite easily. However, this time around, alternate ATTAX have 3 players towards mid. And it looks like they are going to be trying to hold that off. Now, though, Hunden has come back to B. So it's not going to be the full-on mid presence. After going for the aggression, they don't spot anyone. They decide to fall back. And with a minute left on the clock, still no real maneuvers made just yet. It's only that early nade damage on towards James. ECFN may have spotted a shoulder, does pull the trigger, but doesn't really do much damage. It may be Searson, though, who gets the chance for the first frag, and indeed he does, winning the Battle of the AWPers. Yeah,
nice find by Searson, finishes off James, and now AVANGAR looks like they will just try and force their way out onto the B-bomb site. ECFN up close, nice find on the 1, gets the second headshot, and will eventually get shut down, but it's not really going to matter. Kickert was in position for the, or rather Hunden was in the position to trade out Kickert, and it is just going to be alternate ATTAX claiming that round and with 4 players alive, and with being able to take that one, finally AVANGAR aren't going to have the money for a buy. We will just see some pistols being invested into. Seems like Demo, Sick as well as Kickert will get themselves some Kevlar, so they have at least a small bit of firepower to work with, but up against the full rifles in the op of the CT side, should be another round gone in favour of alternate ATTAX.
Yeah, a very limited buy from AVANGAR here. With how poor their money was, they had to make sure they only go for a small investment, and that means that Searson will get a fairly easy first kill. AVANGAR should be able to get a buy next round, however, even that might be a little bit up for debate. We'll wait and see what their money looks like, but for the time being, again, the mid-presence goes the way of AVANGAR. That seems to be something that ATTAX are willing to concede, but it's not been a massive issue for them in the previous rounds. They have been able to hold the A site still. And, well, we're going to see the connector play come in. Demasic with a Deagle also going to get up close, and Hunden gets caught out. That seems to be the one issue with the ATTAX setup. I think quite a few of the players are somewhat isolated from each other, so that means the AK is recovered by Buster, but it's still a man advantage for ATTAX thanks to that kill towards B.
Yeah, we see James trying to creep up onto A, but he was very alone there. No chance of a trade, will be taken down. Same happens to Buster in towards window. So Demasic, 12 HP. 1 on 4, and likely he's going to find much, maybe a kill or something would probably be the best he could hope for. If he somehow manages to find both towards the A-bomb site, the bomb plant would be pretty amazing. It would allow them to have a much better buy into the following round, but I don't think it's looking very likely currently. He will be coming in from ramp, and also with Tizian and Palace, he's going to be in a great position once that bomb plant is here to just go out and deny it. So I don't know if he's going to be able to really find anything out of this one. He does creep up, could maybe catch the player and connector off guard, but then again, Tizian coming back, finds the back of Demasic, and we'll be able to finish that one off. So alternate ATTAX only 1 round behind. But AVANGAR, they do have enough to buy once again. It will be just rifles, it seems, and not really all the utility maybe, but it is a decent buy overall.
Yeah, not too bad for AVANGAR. James falls down to the CZ. He's still got $1,500 left in the bank, so it looks like James is willing to save a little bit of cash just in case he wants to get an AWP at some later stage. And I guess in case AVANGAR don't win this round. We are going to see again the mid presence come in for AVANGAR, and again, ATTAX happy to give that one up. AVANGAR, though, need to prove that they can do something with this mid control, because they've tried to split A once or twice. It's never really been that successful. And then again is going in towards ladder room, but in the meantime, take a look at the mini-map. Tizian and ECFN push straight through a ramp. For a second there, I thought Jame was going to be in trouble, but he's managed to get out of there. And I think he spotted the CTs out, so now they are falling back, but Demasic is on the A site. This is so strange now. Demasic might just cut them off. He's only going to get the one kill, though. Searson finds the trade. In the meantime, the mid-presence works again to pick off Hunden, but Stefan might get the timing right. Spots the first. Jame is still up close, and he needs to be careful. Jame plays it to perfection. Really nice patience there to get the belated trade. And it's a 2v2 now with the B site in favor of AVANGAR.
Yep, there is still a Molotov smoke, some flashes for the CT site he used on this retake, but Searson with the up. If he's not able to find a kill early on, he may be kind of limited in terms of the movement, but we do see him in a good position here. If Crizzen decides to peek a little bit further in, he may overextend and just be immediately in the crosshair of his opponent. Let's see if that's going to happen. Tizian though checks that corner there. Perfect headshot comes in, and that's going to be all up to Jame now to try and clutch this one out. He does only have that M4. He has one flash to try and maybe delay a small amount, but it's going to be difficult. The bomb, it's not actually directly planted for him, I don't believe. He spots out the barrel of the weapon, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop this one as he gets the first kill. Will he be able to deny the defuse? No. It's going to be the round in favour of alternate attacks. So Searson trying to save the up won't happen. At least AVANGAR will be able to drop all the weapons. The bomb plant also comes in, allowing them to buy once again into this one, but alternate attacks, they take that round and they equalise the scoreline.
Yeah, these rounds starting to get very close. Very intense at the end there. Not quite enough bullets for the spray down and not quite the right angle, so the defuse comes in. I do want to point out, though, Hunden's been having a little bit of a tough time in terms of holding B short. It seems like he's been picked off once or twice now. I wouldn't be surprised if AVANGAR decide to go towards that B site again, because they found quite a lot of success there without investing all of their players. You can already see Jame is attempting to work a pick. That might be a possibility, but the flash comes in. Great flashbang at that. Hunden sets up the teammate, and Stefan was always going to get that kill. The AWP dropped down early, and Kickert tries to force a trade, but it's just not going to happen. He goes through the smoke, and Stefan gets two very easy kills to start this round.
Yeah, nice teamwork there coming in by alternate attacks. We mentioned maybe some of the AVANGAR players a bit more skilled, but we can see the teamwork definitely coming out from alternate. Great work there together to actually get that two-man advantage. And AVANGAR now looks like they are going to be grouping up to try and split onto this A bomb site, but they don't have the bomb, which is strange.
Yeah, they're not going to go and get it right now. With 43 seconds left, it's going to be quite hard to go back and get the bomb towards this A site. They're just going to go for the push instead. Crizzen is on very close to the A site right now. I don't know how he hasn't been spotted. Tizian is playing so safe at that back box. 27 seconds. Demasic is going to have to get a shift on here. He is going to have to sprint over to A. There's a couple of players at mid that will cut him off. Having said that, Demasic is going towards B. Oh my goodness. Crizzen's going to get the kill towards A. They're selling the fake for the time being, but Demasic is still going to have to win a clutch. He does have time, though. The bomb plant will come in. I don't know how this has happened, though. AVANGAR surprisingly do get the bomb plant.
Yeah, I don't know how this has worked out, at least somewhat for AVANGAR. In a decent position with this 2-on-3 after plant. They do also have a player in CT to cut off the rotate through window. And Demasic has two players coming up short. If he's able to find one, perhaps they'd be in with a chance, but he gets instantly taken down. So Crizzen, he's going to be left to try and clutch this one out. At least denies the defuse on the first player. He will be instantly traded out there, as it will be another round for alternate attacks. And they claim themselves the lead for what's the first time in the game.
Yeah, Stefan just delaying the defuse to try to allow the AWP to be saved. I think Tizian should just get there. Yes, he does. So there is the AWP saved at the end of the round. However, with the consistent bomb plants coming in for AVANGAR, they can keep the pressure up. Another force buy coming into play into this 12th round. And the AWP is still there for Jame. So it's not even a force buy. It's effectively a full buy, just with a few nades missing. AVANGAR, again, they've been able to gain mid-presence, to be honest, without using too many nades. So that's not a massive issue for them. But they've had a bit of a tougher time being able to hold on after they get the bomb down. So they're going to go out towards B. Hunden and Stefan again committed towards that B site. So the mid-presence not quite coming in for AVANGAR early on. And considering Searson is here with the AWP, that is probably good for them because they don't want to go running into that AWP at the early stages. Either way, AVANGAR just going to take the start of the round fairly slowly. Not going for the mid-presence we've seen them go for in the past. And they have a fair few nades left if they just want to go for an execute on towards a site. But currently, Tizian has pushed in towards Palace. So he might get a little bit of action here, depending on how the round plays out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they will send the player into Palace, though. It looks like they could be setting up for an ace split. We see 2 players up in a position to throw some ace smokes. We see 3 players, including the bomb, towards the top and middle. With alternate attacks, they have a pretty good setup at the moment. They were a bit focused towards mid to try and actually contest this, but as I say that, they fall back. The smokes are going to go ahead and maybe change their focus from mid instead over towards A, but it seems like a fake. They may instead trying to be making their way up to B. Look at this. They're able to just walk straight up short. Stefan's going to be the closest player, but he's put himself back in towards Kitchen. He pushes out, will get taken down by Crizzen. And AVANGAR with a great fake being installed, they're able to take over this B bomb site, and Kickard even cuts off the rotate towards top mid. AVANGAR 5-on-3 with his afterplant. I don't think alternate attacks are going to be able to find this one, and I think they've already decided to save. You can see Tizian already backing off the Palace. Saracen now attempting to back out through the window, and he's going to be able to at least find that kill onto Demasic as he retreats back. So it's still going to be quite difficult. I don't think AVANGAR should really be hunting this one. They haven't built up any economy. It has been the last 4 or 5 rounds, I believe, gone in last 5 rounds, yeah, gone in favour of alternate attacks. So if they lose too many weapons here, they themselves could be in with the possibility of a reset in the following round.
Yeah, AVANGAR catch alternate attacks again. Hook, line, and sinker. They managed to sell the fake, get the B site incredibly easily. And ATTAX might have to think twice about that now. That's 2 rounds in a row where they left the B site fairly open. I think in that previous one, it wasn't really the overall plan from AVANGAR, but it worked out for them. And then this time, they clearly did want to sell that fake, and it works. So back to an even scoreline, as you were saying, and back to a buy for both teams where neither side really has a massive amount of money in the bank. Quite a similar position to this whole half, to be honest. We haven't really seen either side put their foot down at any point. And Searson out towards B, spots out Jame, but Jame wins the fight, and yet again, the B site is incredibly open. It looks like James already pushed in. Hunden's going to try and rotate, but he is caught out. Jame doing all of the damage. And those 2 openings might just win the round as Demasic walks through the A ramp smoke. I don't think that was necessary, but the trades have still worked out because Buster was in Palace. And, well, AVANGAR win the round basically just down to Jame.
Yeah, just open that up on the B bomb side. Alternate attacks, they've been happy enough with just playing one person over on this side of the map, and I guess he's been a little bit lax. He's gone for the rotates without even spotting out the bomb at points, and this time he goes for the aggressive pick. He will just get taken down when it looked like he probably should have won out that aim duel. It definitely seemed like he had a bit of an advantage spotting the shoulder coming around the corner. But yeah, AVANGAR should be able to chain a second round together here unless ECFN is able to pull off a bit of a miracle. He'll be coming in from short, spots out the first player at bench. Doesn't really connect any damage, and now with a knock posted up on his position and the flank coming in from Buster, that should be the round. And it will indeed be, as AVANGAR, they lose their lead for a moment, but they instantly reclaim it.
Very surprising to only see 1 player towards B, but I think they were trying to have that AWP solo hold that position. You do see that quite often, but I'd still have preferred them to have 2 players towards the B site to start the round. And then once you get the AWP into position, once you use a couple of flashes to get him posted up, then you can leave him alone. Having said that, AVANGAR might be thinking of switching up the pace here because they are all currently in towards a ramp. They're up against the pistols though, so the rush might be ill-advised. The players pushed into Palace, those players could do the damage, but the Molotov will force them back for the time being. By the way, ATTAX are going to be grouped up around A. There's a chance for a fair few frags here.
Yeah, there's definitely a good chance of a couple trades at least coming in. As you can see, Stefan going to be able to take 1, gets a second actually with the dig, and with the 3rd headshot coming in, this could really go awry for AVANGAR. They need to be very cautious, and also I don't think they're aware Tizian is in Palace. He may be able to deny the bomb plant. Jame going to be left now to try and clutch this one out. Finds the first headshot. Notice that Stefan is over towards the stairs, and I'm not sure if he's aware that the AK has been retrieved. Stefan looking for the quad kill to close this one out, and he is going to find the headshot. He catches Jame on the cross, and alternate attacks with an A stack and a full eco. They end up coming out on top of that one.
Oh, Hunden. There's a Negev. It's only $2,000, but it is a bit of a misbuy. Either way, I mean, with Big recently announcing they're benching a couple of players, clearly some of the Germans are going to want to put their name in the shop window, and Stefan might have done that there. A 4K for him, 17 kills so far in this game. And heading into the last round of the half, you can see Hunden's Negev won't cost the team because they still have the full buy put together into this last round of the half. We do have Jame with the AWP alongside Searson with 1 for the CT side. Both AWPers haven't really had any massive rounds, but they've been chiming in with a fair few kills when needed. For the time being, though, again, AVANGAR seem focused towards A. Tizian going aggressive in towards ramp. He may be able to spot them out early, but it's going to be quite difficult for him to get multiple frags here. He can be traded on quite easily, and Demasik, again, has been so good for AVANGAR so far. Gets that first kill, and the A site is looking very, very open now.
Yeah, this time the A-bomb site is going to be the one that should be conceded to the T side, but still 3 players in decent positions to maybe try and hold this one down. It all depends on the utility usage from AVANGAR. Nice place to flash there, forces the player in jungle back off, and that cuts ECFN off as he'll be taken down. Another kill goes in favor of the T side. Syrison now going to be able to take one at least, but still, Stefan and Syrison now have to try and clutch this 2 versus 4. No choice for the save. It is the final round of the first half, of course. Kicker's peeking out, finds that kill. And now it's all onto Syrison. There are worries in the CT spawn. He's trapped in behind the ticket booth, and it's going to be extremely difficult for him to really do anything in this position as he's just slowly losing HP. And Demasik, the man who's been really stepping it up for AVANGAR so far, will go ahead and finish it off with that final kill in the first half.
Yeah, pretty solid half for AVANGAR, getting 8 rounds on the board, but it's still very much in the balance. I think ATTAX will be okay with the position they've put themselves in. Mirage, I think, quite a balanced map, to be honest. It seems like certainly you can do damage on the T side, as AVANGAR managed to do on a fair few occasions, but I wouldn't be surprised if ATTAX have quite a few strategies lined up as well. Seems like Hunden oftentimes calls for slow rounds, but it is somewhat map dependent. I feel like sometimes Hunden does know when to switch it up, when to go for a faster paced play, and we'll get to see what they have in mind for the pistol round, because the buys are coming in. 2 sets of nades for ATTAX. Oftentimes that will suggest they're going to go for an A push, but they're coming out towards mid to start things off. So they might just try and split towards the A site with the smoke coming in. Nothing the pistols can do, and now they are indeed going to try and split towards A.
Yeah, nice aggressive push though by the CT side to counteract this mid control that they lost. Going to be able to find one ECFN though, nice find, and that actually gives them access now to split around towards the B bomb site if they wish to do so. That is indeed going to be the idea. Krizen actually catches Hunden in mid-air there rather, as he tries to jump out of the window. And now a 1-man advantage in favour of AVANGAR going into this retake. But alternate attacks, they actually have a pretty decent after plant. This plant towards the kitchen is going to allow for 2 players to try and play on the time, stick together and find trades on the CTs who come towards this position. And right now it's actually only going to be James, so if he gets taken down without finding a single kill, this is going to get really awkward, but he actually decides to back off. He goes with his teammates, they stick together in a group of 4, and now they can just try and swarm the bomb site, but still, with the bomb plant being for this position, if that smoke isn't placed perfectly, it could still be a little bit awkward. Smoke, it's going to go down. Is it covering the bomb completely is the question. No, it's not going to be. Syrison is going to be shutting them down, and ECFN finds one. So James is going to be the last man standing, can't even find the bomb, and that is going to be the pistol round going in favour of alternate attacks, and the final kill.
Yeah, that was really nicely played by ATTAX there. They know that they only really need Kitchen to watch towards the bomb, so they keep 2 players in towards that position, making sure they lock that down. And then the other player doesn't really have to watch towards short. He doesn't have to watch towards apartments either, which are the 2 positions which are really difficult to hold off. So it's a really cool idea from ATTAX there to be able to watch the bomb just from one position and not have to worry about the other ones. And that allows them to win that pistol. Good calls all round there, splitting their way towards the B site, coming up through the boost. Syrison is going to get that opening kill. Remember, there is an investment from AVANGAR here. They have forced up all of their money, as is standard. They've only got pistols to show for it. And here we go, the boost. I thought might come in, but with the CZs, certainly not going to be a great idea. Having said that, Buster's just going to play an off angle, not going up on the box, but just looking to play this headshot angle. Now he goes up, doesn't get the frag, but Kritzen, in fact, chimes in with the kill instead. Here comes ECFN, though, coming through apartments, just about gets the kill after taking a dink, and that should effectively win the round.
Yeah, I'd say Demasik probably going to try and save this Kevlar. Don't think it's possible. The shoulder has been spotted. Hunden going to be able to find that kill. And he maybe even be able to find Kickert now. He's just going to be stuck in towards the CT spawn. He has a Deagle, doesn't have Kevlar though. And I don't know if the UMP can actually wallbang this spot on the wall, but I know the rifles and the ops can, so I'd love to see him at least try, because it's such a common spot for people to actually be saving in towards, or at least trying to go for exit frags from. But look, as he comes through, he checks it, and he will find the kill anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's called the murder hole because you're usually walking straight into a death trap as you come through that if there's an opponent on the other side, but he still wins that fight out, of course, having the weapon advantage. And alternate attacks able to take that round quite cleanly. They're only losing 1 player, and that was Syrison, who only really invested into a Mach 10 to try and build up money for the op.
We did see alternate attacks win around on their CT side with pistols when they stack towards A. And look what AVANGAR are doing here. They are also stacking the A site with pistols. I don't know how much success they're going to have, though, because they're pushing into A ramp. That flash is good. There's so many players here. ATTAX just spray away and get the kills they need. Despite taking some damage, it doesn't look like ECFN or Searson will go down. Not a bad idea from AVANGAR, especially if there's only one player in towards ramp. He could easily get caught. But when there's 3 opponents there, it's always going to be difficult to win all of those aim fights. So unfortunately for AVANGAR, it doesn't quite work out, but they really couldn't do much else in that round anyway.
Yeah, at least they got 1 kill. They got a bit of damage. James has been spotted now. I was going to say maybe has the chance to finish off one of these tagged players, but for a while he was actually covered by the mother holder. The metal grate was actually allowing him to stay alive, but this didn't work out in his favor. And now AVANGAR, they get the bio finally, but as you can see, they are going to be really lacking in terms of the utility. We see only a couple smokes coming out. We see a few flashes. At least the op will be available for James, but with 0 utility, no pistol to back it up, just the body armor at least will be available. But let's see how this one's going to go. There is a couple weaker weapons actually being brought into this one by alternate attacks, as it looks like we may see a bit of a faster paced round. May make their way immediately towards the say bomb site, just having Hunden towards top mid as Tizian with the Galil looks to try and lead the charge out of ramp, and indeed it will indeed begin. Dimasic in a good position towards CT spawn. Nade goes out, very little damage going to be done with that. But for now, utility being used has slowed it down, and Hunden towards mid find this kill if he wants to allow for his teammates to have a good chance onto the bomb site. He will find one. Takes down Kickert, but the trades coming back will be going in favour of AVANGAR. Going to be with the ECFN. Tizian, matter just make that Tizian. So he's now the last man standing. See if he's going to be able to find at least another couple kills out of this. Keep the economy low, but Prison spamming through the box and through the smoke. He finds that final kill, and it will be AVANGAR now to get this, only within 1 round difference.
Yeah, and to be honest, Hunden definitely did his bit there. He forced a couple of players to come towards mid. You saw the man from Connector wasn't focused towards A. He had to swing out to try and take down Hunden, the 1 man out towards mid. So I think Hunden will be a bit frustrated. His teammates couldn't really gain presence towards A because it should have been much easier for them. Having said that, AVANGAR managed to do the work they needed on the hold. And as you were saying, it is now a 4x for both teams, with both teams also having, again, little money in the bank. Early into this round, doesn't look like we're going to see any real aggression. For what it's worth, Dimasic is currently playing towards A. He's a little bit sort of alone on towards that A site, and Kickert is also coming towards B. That's quite a heavy gamble from AVANGAR early on. It looks like Hunden's tried to call for a stop here. I'm not sure if that will be allowed. I think it should be. There hasn't been any damage done. So we might not be live right now. It seems like attacks have a little bit of an issue. And there we go, the pause will come through. So that's good to see, because this is a very important round. The loser is probably down to an eco. So good to see that we don't have any technical issues plaguing us. And we will wait to sort this out and make sure both teams do have their full players.
Yeah, hopefully we can get back in soon. It should be a very important round. Neither team really having the best economy, I don't believe. So it's going to be a crucial one for either side. I'm not exactly sure what the economy was dead on, as we can't actually see that at the moment while we're waiting for the players to reconnect and for the game to be resumed. But yeah, it's going to be an important gun round either way. AVANGAR, they need to try and chain some together, otherwise if they get reset, they're going to be in a really bad position. So that one's going to be crucial for them. But yeah, just right now, the players at least going to have some time to talk over things. Of course, this is online, so during those technical pauses, you can discuss maybe what you want to do into the following rounds. Maybe save you having to go for one of those tack pauses a bit earlier, and you can save that for later.
Yeah, to be honest, teams, just generally in these online games, it seems like teams underuse the tactical pauses anyway. But nice to have a break in play. And here we go, heading back underway. We'll get to see what the money is like. I'm pretty sure that both teams had a little in the bank, a couple of thousand on a few players, but nothing really considerable. So that should mean this gun round will likely force the losers down to a low buy. Now you can see attacks certainly don't have massive amounts of cash in the bank. 1 or 2 players with 4 digits, but other than that, not much to speak of. On the AVANGAR side of things, I think they have all their guns bought up, so it's pretty similar on both sides, to be honest. Both teams having very little money left behind. That means a lot comes into this round, and both teams also have their AWPs. I don't really think either AWP has necessarily come out on top so far. They've both done all right, but no one's played incredibly. So Searson and James could have the chance to step up here. And a fairly similar start to what we saw before the technical pause. Both teams just holding back.
Yeah, right now, no real map control coming in for alternate attacks. They're actually putting a lot of focus towards Palace, interestingly enough. Two players in this position, two players over towards the B apartments, and just one holding from top mid, waiting to see if any aggression comes in from the CT side. But right now, Vanguard themselves making a bit of a gamble. They're stacking over towards this B bomb site with an extra player, and it looks like they may even send Kickert back in this direction, leaving this A site completely open, other than having Demasik and CT spawn to try and at least get the info once they try and come out, or if they do. But it seems like actually stacking towards B is going to be the correct decision. We see the players beginning to regroup for the alternate attack side. The bomb, of course, already on this side of the map, and this is going to be difficult now for them to try and make their way in. James is going to be posted up on the cross. There's a crossfire also coming in between all those players on the site. And let's see if they're going to be able to actually successfully get into this one. Some nice place flashes, of course, would allow them to do so. Smoke's looking to be also going down, so that may actually stop the two players who are on one over towards short, one towards the bench from actually being able to help each other. I like this execute. But Jame, with the op, he will take down that first player on the cross, and so far nothing really coming back in favour of alternate attacks. It's going to be all going for AVANGAR. SDFN finds himself at least one, but Buster, great little headshot found there as he only spots at the top of the dome. And will be able to also shut down Stefan there, as it's now going to be Sirison that's left all alone. 1 on 4 in the apartment, and he has been spotted. And with 18 seconds left, I don't think there's really much that he can do for the remainder of this round other than maybe try and save.
Yeah, it's very rare that you will actually see full-on executes like that towards the B bomb site. And I think you can kind of see why in that round, especially considering AVANGAR managed to slow things down, forced AVANGAR to take things a little more slowly. That really allows the players from Kitchen to come forwards and be able to get onto the site quite easily. And, oh, actually, at the end there, Sirson did get dropped, so he doesn't have much money. Doesn't get to save that AWP, and it looks like ATTAX are still going to take the risk here. They're going to go for the force buy. Remember, Sirson doesn't get any cash for dying after time, so he only had $950. That means he literally has a CZ without the armor. And ATTAX only have a fair few UMPs alongside the pistols here. This isn't looking great for them, and if they lose this round, it will be another eco. They might concede a couple of rounds here. However, having said that, they might still get this done. Stefan's going to get that first kill. Push coming in. Buster, though, drops the bomb. That could be an important frag, but Buster is still in the open. Oh, there it is. ECFN manages to get the headshot. The bomb will just about go down, and AVANGAR are all in towards Kitchen. That makes this a much more difficult retake.
Yeah, and there's a smoke down right now, and they're just going to try and pile through this, walking straight into the crosshair of Stefan as he gets himself a spray down. You can see Jame realizing what just happened. Left in a 1 on 4, he will try and save the op, but a great round to be found by alternate attacks. If they were to lose this one, likely AVANGAR taking themselves a nice lead, and they may not even be able to save the op. Pearson will indeed be able to shut that one down, and now an op has been handed over to the opper of alternate attacks, so not a good round for AVANGAR. We can see now they're the ones that are working with a much weaker economy. If they hadn't won that previous round, likely would have been able to get themselves up 12 to 10, and right now it's looking like it's going to be the exact opposite.
There you go, the pace manages to work out for ATTAX. They get a couple of entries with the UMPs, and then the rotation from AVANGAR wasn't quick enough because of how quickly they lost that site. They couldn't get into position. And already, Hunden out towards mid, surprisingly, picks off the first man quite quickly. Only pistols on the AVANGAR side, so maybe not that surprising, but I wasn't expecting Jame to challenge. Either way, he will be the first to fall. A couple of players still on towards short. Boost comes in, but Hunden gets another headshot. Nice aim coming out from him. He did take a dink down to 29, so Hunden shouldn't really take any more fights in this round. Stefan going to hold off. Another headshot. ATTAX making it look easy, which, I mean, in this round it is up against the pistols, although, just as I say that, Prison does get the 1 kill at the very least.
Yeah, but I don't think that's... I was going to say that might not really be enough of an impact to really find much in this round. Kickert finds at least 1 more. Surviving still with 3 players alive on the alternate attacks side is not too bad, considering even in the previous round they won that with only really with like the weaker buy. They got a lot of SMG kills, so they already built up some economy. They can easily afford to reinvest into this one, and you can see even with AVANGAR coming out for the buy, it's going to be not great. They're actually working with 3 FAMASs. They at least have the up on the JM and an M4 for Prison, but also kind of lacking in the utility department. They don't have everything they could want to work with, and right now alternate attacks just splitting up for a default, it seems, just playing the split and pick style, waiting to see if they can catch any of the players off from the AVANGAR side. They started off strong, and Sirison with the up, he'll be looking to try and do so over towards the apartments, and Hunden spamming into the smoke does so much damage onto Demasik. He won't find the kill, but a great deal of damage has been done, and Sirison finds similar amount onto Jame there, rather, over towards the B apartments as he wins out that battle with the op. And now alternate attacks, they haven't taken themselves map control, but they have forced the CTs into a bad position now. With 2 low players, they can't really afford to go for too much aggression anymore.
Yeah, and look at the nade count on AVANGAR. They only have a single flashbang left for Kickert, whereas ATTAX have almost a full set of nades. Certainly the utility advantage for ATTAX, to say the least. But if AVANGAR win the aim duels, they can certainly still win this round. Looks like ATTAX are going to line up a split towards the A site. There are 2 players committed to the A site itself, but Stefan's going to get the first. Buster comes back for a trade. There is a Molotov here, so Buster is going to be in a whole world of trouble. Stefan finishes him off, but in the meantime, Chrisen got a double kill from the A site. And James also chimes in from B short to bring it down to only ECFN. 1 versus 3 with 30 seconds left. He is going to have to speed this one up. Flash goes out. He's going to make his way forwards. James is low on health, as is Demasik. So if he picks off Prison, there's a chance, and he gets that first kill quite easily. Still a lot of positions to check, though. There's a man still on the site. ECFN spots him out. The bomb is coming in, but James in position, gets the kill, stops the bomb plant, and just about wins the round for AVANGAR, but very close at the end.
Yeah, there was a man advantage for alternate attacks at one point, and we saw James, Buster, and Demasik were all really low, all on red HP. And somehow it ended up with ECFN being in a 1-on-3. He almost clutched it out, of course. If he had maybe just tapped the bomb, he maybe would have gotten it, but trying to get that bomb down, not really expecting James to already be in position, just didn't really work out in his favour. Luckily enough, alternate attacks, they do still have the economy. They can still get some form of a buyout into this round. I think Hunden will be the only one that's really lacking, and he's not really the player you'd look towards to be bringing that firepower anyway. You have the weapons on your main player, Stefan, who's been stepping it up massively. ECFN and Sirison have had a few rounds also where their impact has really been shown. But into this one, it's actually a bit of a better buy coming out for alternate attacks. AVANGAR, if they aren't able to get this one, their economy could be reset. And I think that'd probably be alternate attacks running away with the remainder of this map. So an important round coming up now.
Yeah, remember, this is AVANGAR's map pick. I do think that both of the map picks from either side are actually quite close. So even if AVANGAR lose this, I think they can still compete on Cobblestone, but they would have much preferred their chances on Mirage, a map that they do like to play. Either way, Searson with the AWP spots the first man. In the midst of the smokes, he picks Kickert out and gets that opening kill. Now AVANGAR might need to change their setup. They currently have 2 players towards B, but that leaves A very, very open. You can see for the time being, James is, I think, going to rotate, over towards B. He's leaving Demasik alone on A. That means Demasik's going to go aggressive in towards A ramp. They've lost mid-presence in the meantime. This is a big gamble from AVANGAR. It could pay off, though, because alternate attacks currently seem focused towards B.
Yeah, definitely could pay off right now. It's looking pretty good. We see only 1 player has been left on A. He's quite aggressive. James able to find 1. Buster should be able to upgrade to an 8K. And if he finds this kill, the bomb is going to be dropped. It is now going to be in the control of the AVANGAR side as Buster. He's in a great position right now. Even has some utility to try and lock this down for a bit longer while his teammate attempts to try and rotate in. The question is, will he come maybe over towards the bomb, or is he just going to try and get in position on B to, if they do retrieve this bomb, just shut it down? Let's see what he's going to go for. Stefan, though, he will be looking to try and just clear out all these corners as carefully as possible. He knows they have a bit of time to work with and not in too much of a rush. And I like this from the CTs. They're actually just going to go ahead and give up the bomb. They know it's difficult to hold. Instead, position on the bomb site. And it's going to be like AVANGAR, or rather, like alternate attacks once again, have to try and actually reclaim control of the B bomb site. In a 2-on-2. So bomb will be finally found. 18 seconds remains. And now 2 players in position. And a Molotov even goes. That's going to be the round. Perfect play by AVANGAR. The smoke goes down. They have a small chance maybe now if they can get this done. But it's still going to be difficult with these players in great positions. And the bomb being dropped once again. It's all going to be on the Sirison. And he will be taken down by Demasik. So great round there by AVANGAR. I like the way they played that 2 versus 2.
Yeah, really smart from Buster in particular. He puts down the smoke and he realizes attacks are very unlikely to want to push through that. So he can just afford to fall back. Sure, if they push through it, maybe they could get towards A, but even that is a question. So AVANGAR just stick towards B. And even if attacks have the bomb over towards A, I mean, a 2v2 retake isn't impossible towards the A site, whereas towards B, it can be a bit more difficult to retake sometimes. So yeah, just a really good read overall from AVANGAR there to realize the position they were in. I think a lot of players would have just held onto the bomb there. They thought they had a good position, but there we go. Buster makes the smart call. And there goes Chrisen, a sloppy spray down, but he gets the first frag. Remember, attacks have forced into this round. They got around to work towards B previously, but the UMP's just getting shut down completely. AVANGAR with a massive rotation over towards B. They seem very prepared for that.
Yeah, great work by Krisen. Even after being dinked down to 9 HP instantly, he just repositions himself into spots where only really his head is shown. He's able to find one, and then he knows that the other player is distracted, so he takes that peek while his teammate is taking most of the attention, and it's just a great round by AVANGAR. Because of that, they take the lead, and because of that, it is going to be an eco coming in by alternate attacks, so it was basically a 2-for-1 round. But then again, if you have players like Stefan being able to step it up with his deagle, it may be not as easy as you would have expected. Great opening frag to be found by alternate attacks. Luckily at least for AVANGAR, the weapon not in a position to be retrieved. It was an op, of course, that was dropped in the hands of James. The little mini pocket op winning that fight, I guess you could say.
Still going to need a little bit more, you would think, to be able to close this out. Oh. But Stefan, he's been so on point on this map, and he's going to get a second entry with the Deeg. The AWP is out in the open. He might get baited into trying to pick that one up, but he plays it conservatively. In the meantime, the incendiary to the site manages to take down Searson. Buster's still going to try and make his way back forwards. Has the smoke. Still a decent amount of utility left, and that incendiary might secure a kill. Buster comes in, gets the first. There's the second. And that first kill on towards Stefan made a big difference. Although ECFN is in towards CT. Might just get a free kill here, but Krisen manages to swing back around. All right then, AVANGAR just about hold on again. I mean, look at their health. That was very, very close, but still the 14th round.
Yeah, Stefan really has been, I guess you could say, going big in this game. He has been having a big performance. He's currently actually 29-19, topping the entire scoreboard, even while his team are currently losing behind by 2 rounds. By no means are they out of this game yet. They still are able to get a pretty solid buyout into this one. That bomb plant, of course, allowing for the full utility to come in along with the op and the rifles. And AVANGAR, on the other hand, they have everything they could want also. Maybe a little bit less utility, actually, which is a bit strange. But James in a good position towards middle. The flash goes down. Perfect utility usage by alternate attacks, but Kickard, he's going to go aggressive. He finds one before being traded up by Hunden. The smoke not going to be really protecting them from those bullets as they just rain through. And on a 4-on-4 alternate attacks, they've been able to claim themselves this mid control.
Yeah, fairly good start for them, but again, Demasik, looking quite confident, is pushed in towards a ramp. He's certainly slowed down on this CT side, though. He had an impressive T side, hasn't really been able to get all that much done in this second half. He's pushing towards ramp, also has a smoke behind it now, so Demasik might have the chance to catch Tizian out. Either way, the connector push is coming in the meantime, but attacks are going to push through. Here comes Tizian. He spots Demasik out. Demasik now is going to go aggressive, but Tizian dictates that fight. Oh, attacks have got so many entries there in a matter of seconds. They completely overwhelm A, and even though Tizian's Molotov hits his teammate in the back, it doesn't really matter. Although maybe it does, because James has got a second kill. The bomb is still out in the open, but that smoke might just secure things. James blinds himself, goes forwards. James gets another frag. How is this happening? Searson left in a 1 versus 1. James goes through the smoke. Searson just about closes out the round, but attacks should not have fought him 1 by 1 there.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of damage being found. Sure, alternate attacks are able to take that round, but we see AVANGAR, they will still be able to get some form of a buyout. They're not going to shy away from this one. Krisen, he actually goes ahead and buys up another op and should still be able to get himself an M4. So a very decent buy going to be coming out. They get the 3 rifles rather. They get the 2 ops. They get the 5 weapons to actually try and contest this one. And still a reset for alternate attacks now would be horrible if they were to lose this one. Likely the game would be all but over. As Searson trying to find that opening kill. We've seen it happen in the past. This time James will be successfully able to retreat and just post up on the angle where he finds the shoulder. And he takes down Searson to claim a man advantage for AVANGAR. Not the round that you would have wanted. Not the start to this round, rather, that you would have wanted if you're an alternate attacks fan by any means.
James stepping it up in the rounds where it's most important. Gets that opening kill for his team. If he can get these last few rounds to go his way with the AWP, that will make a huge difference. But it's also Buster with his AWP chiming in. Gets double peaked though. Good timing from attacks. Solid team play to at least get the trade. But still a man disadvantage that they have to overcome. Either way, a minute left on the clock, so they just decide to play it a bit safe. But Kickert could be the key player here. He's pushed all the way through, but ECFN spots him out and the headshot does come in. That allows attacks to have a better chance towards the A site now. However, having said that, James rotating over with the AWP could also make the difference.
Yeah, they don't have a smoke to cut this position off either, so it's going to be up to trying to hit the shot. They have a flash. It's not going to be used, though. Stefan falls, and this is not a good This is not a good position right now for alternate attacks. They can't get their way towards the bomb site very easily. They have a Molotov, that's all they have available, and Demastic just playing from under the palace is going to be able to drop one more player. So Tizian now going to be the last man standing, as it's looking like it's going to be a map point for AVANGAR, and I think Tizian is just going to go ahead and try and save this one. Otherwise they won't really have much to work with in this following round.
Oh, they're going to have an AK to work with because Tizian will save this, but yeah, other than that, not going to be a massive amount. ECFN can probably afford a second rifle, but other than that, it's not going to be looking great for ATTAX. So even though they've taken it close, it looks like they might fall at the final hurdle here. Remember, this is a best of 3. As we were saying, this is AVANGAR's map pick. So ATTAX clearly have already put up a good fight, but they're going to have to win with just 2 AKs to keep themselves in with a chance on this first map. And AVANGAR again have the full buy. James is positioned up towards mid, and with the lack of utility, he hasn't been smoked off just yet. Citizen though going to go towards A, gets the first kill. Kicker is there for the trade, but ATTAX already on towards the A site, and Hunden wins a fight towards mid. How is this happening? A 4v2 now in favor of ATTAX, and maybe they're not down and out just yet.
Yep, nice headshot by Tizian, able to take down both players. He takes down Chris and also as he flicks over and takes another dome for himself. And it is going to be alternate attacks taking it with that weaker round. I was thinking this could still be dangerous. We saw previously when they only really had a couple UMPs, some pistols, they went fast towards B. I was thinking that we might have seen something similar, but no, a bit of a faster play towards A instead, and it works perfectly. And you can see AVANGAR, they hadn't built themselves up any economy, so a UMP, 3 CZs and a Deagle is all they have now to try and actually contest this one. Very little utility also. They have at least a small amount, but right now, alternate attacks overtime is looking quite likely.
Yeah, they still have to make sure they don't lose focus here, though. And I don't know if ATTAX will be fully aware of what the money's like on the AVANGAR side. I think they should be aware it's not likely to be a full buy, but I don't know if they'll know how poor the buy is. Either way, let's see if they play around that. They might try and get some longer range engagements if they think the pistols are in play. Again, though, Demastic's gone aggressive in towards A ramp. Now he is falling back. Mid control goes the way of ATTAX, as we have seen a fair few times. And they're already up towards B short here without any response. James could be in trouble. They're in towards ladder room. The push comes in. Quick trade out towards B. And look at the minimap. The B site is completely exposed. AVANGAR will have plenty of time. The bomb has been left behind. But with them being locked out of the site, they're going to have to get some quick kills now.
Yeah, with only pistols, this is looking almost impossible. If the bomb does go down, likely going to be going in favor of alternate attacks. But then again, James able to actually catch the player with the bomb off guard. Something similar that we seen something very similar to what we seen earlier on. The bomb just being dropped in this position, and once again, the Molotovs are in play for the CT side. They can hold this back for a while. James with an AK also going to be in a great position. Let's see if alternate attacks are going to be able to reclaim control of this, as it is going to be kills gone in favor of Buster. The trade's coming eventually, as it will be now Hunden left in a one-on-one, heading towards the B bomb site where Buster is going to be away and run straight through the Molotov. Brought down to 45, and he needs to find his kill, and he won't. Buster's going to be able to clutch that one out. Somehow AVANGAR with a weak buy managed to claim that round for themselves and claim this first map. But before we go ahead and just send it to the analyst desk, I want to tell everyone that there is a giveaway that's currently being done for subscribers. You can get yourself in with a chance of winning a Flip Knife Blue Steel field test, that I believe that is, and it will be given away just on Sunday after the grand finals of this tournament. But for now, we will just head back to the analyst desk.
What a way to end this map actually on Mirage. AVANGAR managed to take it 16-14. Really close map. Even though I actually thought this is going to overtime, they managed to bring it home with couple of questionable plays from alternate, leaving bomb at B Palace, and Jay with perfect timing to get there. But congrats to AVANGAR nonetheless. They now move forward. They are playing Cobble against alternate as the second map. But let's break Mirage down, gentlemen. So pretty close map. Both teams played really well. And again, as Dean said, a couple of questionable decisions here and there, a couple of throws of rounds, but AVANGAR managing to win this map seems like they are now on a roll, right? Because they won the map they picked. Cobble, I'm not sure they are going to win it, but they can give 100% to make it through. Danny, what do you think of Mirage?
Yeah, I mean, alternate attacks had some really questionable plays in the first half, leaving only one player on B side. It was Searson with AVP holding B Palace from Van, and we've seen Jamie, he's much faster than him, he has that opening frag. And after that, all four players coming to get that retake. I mean, it's really hard to retake B side, coming three guys from kitchen, one guy coming from short while the bomb is being planted, and all the five guys from AVANGAR are still there. But still, AVANGAR threw some rounds as well. I remember Searson getting killed after the regular time of the round expired in Underpass, leaving him with $950 for the next round. And they played with two UMPs. He bought CZ and two other players, either P250s or CZs, and AVANGAR, I don't know how, they managed to lose that round. They had Jamie with AVP, they had all other players with M4s, and they lost that round. I think it was one player on B short, and all the alternate attacks players were just rushing through apartments, killing him instantly, getting that plant, and they just couldn't retake the site. But still, STFN or Stefan had really a good game, over 30 kills, denying AVANGAR players on that A site with 3 kills with Deagle. Later on, he had one more round with 3 kills with Deagle, so it's quite amazing performance by him.
Yeah, but Hogar, talking about that round, he just said basically AVANGAR now had much worse buy than they did, and they still managed to win the round in the end. So what happens with players? I mean, they have control of B. One player is coming all the way from A to pick up the bomb. I mean, he was cautious a bit. He was aware that someone is going probably to come from underpass, but still, in that kind of a round, 30th round of regular time, and you played like really uncautiously on the other side.
I mean, that happened also for the AVANGAR in the first half. They didn't know what to do with the bomb, so they were, I don't know. I mean, why do you left your bomb carrier to be last? I mean, never do that in your life. I mean, in the last round of this map, they had 5-on-4, they had entrance B site, and if you know that your guy who is also upper, he's carrying a C4 from the top of the middle, not top, yeah, from top of the middle, from the beginning of the house. Don't stay 4 guys on B. You just need to watch short and kitchen. I mean, nobody will jump through the window from kitchen without any flashes or without bomb being planted, right? So come back with 2 or 1 guys at least to help that guy who carries a C4 to cross, right? Kill that guy together from the lower and just clear his path. It's really misplayed by them, and I mean, they will regret that round maybe to the rest of their lives, right? Stupid way to lose.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had that overtime ready, but unfortunately for them, they managed to lose that last round of the regular time, and it's 16-14 now for AVANGAR on the first map. That it's Mirage. The second map of the day in this best of 3 will be Cobble. We are going for a short commercial break, but before we go for a break, make sure to check out farmskins.com. They have winter sales going on cases, 90% off, so you can get yourself a nice little skin. So see you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins Championship Season 2, also a qualifier for IM Katowice. 16 teams are fighting their way through GSL format group stage, best of 3, of course, and they will join 4 invited teams in single elimination playoff bracket. So far, we have Team Spirit advancing forward, as well as Men's Not Hot from Group B. Now we'll find out if AVANGAR or the other side, Alternate, are going to move forward from Group C. Then we have 2 matches from Group D to decide who is the last team to move forward. I'm Rema, and I'm your host for today, and together here with me, Danny and Hogar. So, boys, we now go into the second map of the day, and it's Cobble picked by Alternate. Maybe AVANGAR are not as strong on Cobble as they are on Mirage, but they still have a chance, right? Danny?
They can still surprise, right?
Yeah, they can still surprise. Not one of their best maps. Alternate ATTAX is really good on this one, but AVANGAR coming with that momentum when they won the game 16-14. It's really close one on Mirage. But still, Alternate ATTAX have a really good chance on this one. It's their pick. It's one of their better maps, but still, these are the group finals. Whoever loses is dropping out of tournament. Whoever wins is going to these playoffs. So Alternate ATTAX might be playing under some kind of pressure, but they need to forget this. They should approach this map like any other map from past tournaments or in the past couple of rounds. But still, they shouldn't be thinking about it. They just need to step up their game and win the map.
Yeah, Hogar, on the other side, AVANGAR had really tougher task to get to this final of Group C. Alternate won 2 games. And of course, AVANGAR needs to win 3 in order to move forward. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
These are not group finals. Right?
This is their 4th game, actually, after being dropped down to elimination match, and they are now back up in that final. I mean, it surely means a lot to them, even dropping out of major qualifiers to get this far once again and try to maybe even go to the playoff and surprise us there.
Yeah, I mean, Alternate ATTAX has an edge here, maybe because they watched few games more and had the time to rest from these qualifications. I mean, to watch AVANGAR's demos, right? So I think AVANGAR needs really this win so they can, I mean, improve their confidence and just to go to playoffs, to play one more time with the big names on the scene, and just maybe they can. I mean, they can qualify for that one spot. The thing is, with these teams, Alternate ATTAX doesn't have that much of a skill, experience, team play to win against Navi. AVANGAR doesn't also, but they can win. I don't know how to explain. Those are teams which can surprise bigger names, but they can lose from the much worse team than they are, right? So the thing is, I'm cheering for AVANGAR here, but it's, I mean, if they don't close it on Cable, they still have an edge on Train, but the Cobble, yeah, Cobble, yeah.
I just had to look at you.
Yeah, I know, because when we were kids, we were used to call it Cable, right? So, I mean, they don't have a. They will have an opportunity on Train, but if they finish it on the Cobble, they will be like more motivated and more sure in themselves, right, for the playoffs.
Do they maybe need a certain start on certain side in order to maybe have a better start? You always, Hogar, you said that you would always go as a T. Yeah. On Cobble.
Yeah, I suggest they should start as a T, but it depends on the team. I don't know. Did they watch demos from the Alternate ATTAX? Did they anti-strat them? How they will approach a game? I mean, Searson, I used to trash talk before game about him, but he proved me wrong on the Mirage. He played pretty well with Open. He had that clutch 1v4, almost clutch, right? So he's playing today maybe better than Jamie is, right? So I really don't know Depends on the oppers here. Op is really important on the A side, on the city side of the map. So depends on the op.
Yeah, also depends on how are the other side approaching T side, of course.
Yeah.
Like if they are focusing towards B, maybe put AWP towards B, trying to find some picks instead of
Or
A.
abuse drop zone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's most important part of the map to have
Yeah.
it. So.
The same as mid on Mirage, for example.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's start with predictions.
You first.
Me first?
Yeah.
Nope. That doesn't go like that. I'm here to ask you.
Okay. AVANGAR 16-13.
Alternate ATTAX 16-10.
So you think this is going to a turn map?
Yeah.
I think that was as well. I think Alternate can grab this one and go to a turn map because it's one of their better maps, right? Yeah, we are soon ready to start the game, but before we start the game, you can check out the subscriber giveaway we have currently at eFrag TV. You have a chance to win Flip Knife Blue Steel Field Tested, so make sure to subscribe, and the winner will be drawn on Sunday when it's grand final of this Farmskins Championship Season 2. So good luck to all of you if you participate, of course. And to throw it back to our casters that will bring you the action, Dean and Hoka, take it away.
Thank you, guys. We are indeed going to be getting right back into the action. We won't have the weapons out quite yet, but it will be instead a sword fight, and it's going to go in favour of AVANGAR. They'll be able to take that there with 4 players alive, and they'll now have the choice about which side they want to begin on. Cobblestone, it is one of those maps that you can kind of choose either side. Some teams may feel a bit more comfortable on the CT. Some teams may also feel more comfortable starting on the terrorist side and being able to control that pace early on. What do you think, Hoka?
Yeah, I think it's fairly team dependent, to be honest, but I don't mind either option. I kind of personally, I think I prefer starting T side. I like to get to sort of dictate the pace. You kind of get to choose how the rounds play out. And AVANGAR clearly seem to agree with me. They are choosing to start T side, and they're choosing to start with 5 sets of Kevlar for this pistol. But Searson gonna go for the peak and just tap off Dima6's head. Nice way for him to start off this map, although not such a nice way to continue it, because James is going to take him down. A 1-for-1 trade early on, but ECFN spots the man. Ooh, doesn't get the frag there, not quite finding the headshot he needed. And now he could be in trouble. Doesn't look like the push will come in though. So just a 4v4 and AVANGAR slow things down.
Yeah, great start into this round by Searson. Will be returned back, but still, slight HP advantage is going to be in favour of alternate attacks, and it looks like AVANGAR, they've made a decision. They will try and make their way over towards this B bomb site. Currently just going to be actually Tizian who is going to be up on top of that platform. And Stefan, of course, in the position to be on a fast rotate, and that should indeed now be coming in. We see AVANGAR just trying to plough their way immediately towards B. Leading the way will be Buster with the USP that he retrieved, and he hits a great headshot to start it off with. So Stefan, rather, on the bomb site has to try and get a lot done as his teammates are just beginning to fall all around. ECFN trying to get it done from the rock, but he will be taken down, and AVANGAR end up closing that round out there with 3 players alive, and it will be the pistol round in their favour.
Yeah, good start for AVANGAR, claiming the first pistol. ATTAX going to go for the force spy with their pistols being brought up alongside the scout for ECFN. They're up against 3 AKs though, so it won't be that easy to overcome that from the AVANGAR side. But the one issue of having those 3 AKs is that those players haven't really got any utility. It's all up to the 2 players with the max. But there we go, Dima6 is just going to straight up take the opening fight and come out on top. Searson manages to recover that scout, and he was the one player that invested nothing into the round, so it's nice for him to get something to work with. And that scout is going to fall back. Remember, he's trying to save for the AWP, so he can almost warm up, if you like, with the scout. The slightly worse sniper. Either way, only Stefan currently on the B site, but it doesn't look like he will be tested yet. So AVANGAR taking things a little slowly.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult now. Losing that first player, they have a scout invested into, of course, so no Kevlar onto Searson. Hunden goes ahead and doesn't actually invest fully into it either, as he gets utility rather than the actual Kevlar for himself to work with. So it's going to be difficult. Tizian, if he can find a couple kills here, they have a chance, but only finding one, he will be traded out instantly by Kickert. Gives at least some info to his teammates, and they will be able to begin that rotate almost immediately and get into a decent position. Still working with a 1-man disadvantage, and with his kill gun in favour of Buster now and being cut off the A bomb site, it should indeed be AVANGAR being able to claim themselves a second round. And I don't think Searson and Hunden are going to really get much more done. Maybe a kill or two. I like this boost at least. The bomb is going to get spotted out. Damage being done. Prison brought down low, but he will be able to escape behind the viewpoint of that truck. And also Demasik from mid comes in with that trade once again. So Hunden at least confirming a little bit more damage. See low HP onto all three of these players. Sirison perhaps has a small chance. He basically has an op in his hand at this point, but great flash goes in. Wants to stop the angle and he is going to get dinked down. So I think that should be it. He's probably not going to test his chances anymore. And let's try and at least have the scout now in the following round.
Yeah, certainly just worth saving at this point. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have a pistol which he can give to a teammate. Only the scout going to be saved. But it is a Vanguard to get their second round. Again, taking quite a lot of damage on the players that survive. But the round win comes through, and that's all they were looking for. Alongside 3 AKs saved. So they saved all their rifles. That's all they needed. And a decent enough round for the AVANGAR side of things. ATTAX shouldn't really go for much investment here. Searson still wants to save for the AWP, so it will likely only be the scout in play for this third round. But AVANGAR clearly quite aware of that, keeping a couple of MAC 10s. Yeah, only the one P250 brought up. So unless Searson can get some headshots, shouldn't see too much going on in this third.
Yeah, the best counter to this right now, in my opinion, would just be a fast round, sending those MAC 10s in first. The scout unlikely to take multiple kills against a couple opponents rushing them down, so sticking together, just making sure they can trade out. But it seems like they will maybe go a little bit more passive, and actually ECFN going to be able to take down Demasik towards mid. No chance of a trade currently, as it's actually going to be a good start in this one for alternate ATTAX, and that MAC 10 may even be retrieved. Kickert, is he going to try and stop that one from being picked up, or is he just going to go back and join up with his teammates? As it looks like it will be the latter. And James finds himself one kill. It's going to be going actually slightly in favour of the CT side as Hunden steps it up massively. And now it's going to be all on the Kickert. One-on-one, ECFN on the flank has retrieved the MAC 10. Currently, Kickert doesn't really seem to be aware that this is a possibility. The timing could work in favour of ECFN if he's able to catch this bomb plant. Kickert has a lot of time to work with, at least has a minute. Will go back and try and clear this position, get spotted out, and ECFN's going to be able to find this. So alternate ATTAX, they take the full eco. Only that scout was bought in, and or rather kept in, and it wasn't even that really got any damage done.
Oof, that is a rough round loss for AVANGAR. That's even shown in their buy here. They're only going to get 3 AKs together. So ATTAX might be able to take an early lead now if they can hold on to this round win. I think at this point they certainly should be favoured. They have the AWP in the hands of Searson. He saved for that one in the previous rounds. Rest of the team with the rifles as well. And Searson was thinking about going aggressive early on, but decides to fall back. I think ATTAX realise they have the superior weaponry here, so they're just going to try and play fairly far back. Apart from ECFN, who's gone up close to this smoke. Looks like he's not going to push in towards mid, though. So AVANGAR allowed to push up towards A long. And it looks like the bomb might be making its way over towards this A site now. Currently 2 players on the CT side positioned here. ECFN up close, and then Searson with the AWP further away. Flash is coming in. ECFN goes for the peek, but now they know where he is. Searson has to help him out, but he's in the open. And Searson commits to the fight a little bit too much. A 3v4 now. And ATTAX are going to have to try and get towards the site, but they're pushing through the smokes. Not working too well for them. A 2v3, and the bomb should go down shortly. Although, kill comes in. The trade, though, from Kridsan will now give AVANGAR a decent advantage. And there goes Buster finding the final headshot.
Yeah, and AVANGAR have been able to find the reset. Will still be, actually I was going to say there should still be a bit of economy available for alternate ATTAX, but they invested a lot into that one even after taking the eco round, so they're not really going to have enough to buy. Likely going to be an eco coming into this one. AVANGAR going to be in a similar position to what they were when they were up 2-0. Just going to be able to claim themselves a nice lead here, getting up to 4 most likely, unless once again we see alternate ATTAX pulling it off with just the pistols, and I don't really know how likely that is.
And James holding this angle with the AWP. Hunden might just go aggressive. Ooh, takes a shot, but it is through the wall. See, that was very, very close. You can see the bullet hole just in the wall, not quite taking down Hunden. He's going to try and play the close angle again. Hunden goes out. It's Tizian to get the 1 kill. But the rest of the players just walk into the firing line. Only Stefan left, 2 HP. Does get taken down. The AWP will be saved. Again, quite a solid round win for AVANGAR. This time, not losing against the pistols. And here comes the buy for ATTAX, with Stefan buying an AWP straight away. I was going to say, for a second, I was thinking there might be double AWPs, but he's dropped it over to Searson, who didn't have the money. And Searson had to drop the M4 back, so he doesn't get Kevlar with the AWP, even though it was dropped over to him. Not the best looking buy for ATTAX here.
No, not really. Been relegated to 2 UMPs, and AVANGAR right now looking like they may be going for a bit of a faster round, or at least trying to get that open pick. We see James going quite aggressive. Tizian, Pop Flash comes and jumps off of the tree and is going to be able to take down Kickert, and that smoke going down at the perfect time and is going to deny any sort of chance for a trade to come in for the T side, and James even taking more damage. So a great start to this round by Alternate Attacks. We mentioned they had some weaker weaponry, but he's done a good job actually neutralizing that fact.
Over a minute left means that, sure, they have time, but Demasic, how is he here? He gets himself 2 kills. Going down drop, managing to catch the player in the back, but it's still ATTAX who hold their man advantage, mainly due to Buster trying to get aggressive. Critson has also gone out, but Jane is nowhere to be seen. Critson's not careful. He could just get picked off without chances for any trades. The AVANGAR, I think, need to stick together right now. Critson really seems to want to force this. He realizes he has to play it slow. Now Jane will finally come into position. They don't have much utility left, and Alternate Attacks will likely be able to deny the bomb plant from the positions they are in. So that means Critson needs these kills. He has been boosted up. In comes the Molotov. Critson going aggressive, gets the first kill. He's trying to get the trade, and the headshot comes through. And James, sure, he's playing patiently with the AWP, but with 20 seconds, he may just have to speed things up. He is finally going to try and cross towards the site. Time ticking down. James still needs to make a move, still needs to find a frag. And ATTAX are doing a good job at just sticking together, taking their time. Now they hear the bomb plant, and James just doesn't have the time to work with. He is not going to win this round. Stefan hunts him down. At least he dies just before the time. Oh, wait. No, yeah, he did die before the time, but the rest of AVANGAR don't have great money either, especially Buster.
Yeah, I would have liked maybe if Alternate Attacks wait a couple seconds there for the time to run out to get the kill, but I guess, well, only 2 players alive themselves. It's a bit risky. They don't want to lose any more weapons, so just ensuring that they take that round. But there was only 1 second, I believe, left when he died, so with 1 player hiding behind the block, there was basically no chance he could have actually won that round no matter what, so it would have been ideal. But AVANGAR still able to get themselves some form of a buyout into this round. It's not quite as good as what Alternate Attacks are going to be actually fielding, but it is decent. They get the 3 AKs, they get the Galil, and they get a CZ. And we've seen them previously taking over this A bomb site with much less, so let's see if they're going to be able to do so once again. Just getting themselves this map control, taking it slowly, and right now Alternate Attacks just leaving 2 players over towards this side of the map as we've seen them do so far in the past. Oh, look at this. They're just going to be instantly pushing up now. The rotate should begin coming in now for Alternate Attacks, but it's going to be difficult. James, whether they're going to be able to find that opening kill. Sirison stuck behind the truck, has the op, gets caught off guard. Timing not going to work in his favour. And Buster also able to find 1 as he comes in on the flank, and he's going to be able to shut that down with a second. That should basically confirm this round now in favour of AVANGAR. London trying to get a bit of damage maybe as he tries to fall off, but he will be taken down by Demasic, and AVANGAR instantly returning that once again, breaking the economy of Alternate Attacks, and this is not a good position right now for the mostly German side.
Yeah, AVANGAR there just straight up win the aim fights. We're going to see a tactical pause come in for ATTAX. I think they're a bit shook from how convincingly they lost that round. While this pause is here, though, I quickly want to mention the giveaway we have running here on eFrag. We've got a flip knife, blue steel, field tested up for grabs. A very nice knife. And in order to enter the giveaway, you just have to subscribe to the Twitch channel. So not only do you help out eFrag, but you also get entered to the giveaway. That's going to be drawn on the Sunday after the Grand Finals, this Sunday. So not too long left. Make sure you enter that one. Subscribe on Twitch to get involved. And other than that, well, we'll get back into the game. We'll get back into the action with Alternate Attacks not having much to work with. So even though they have a tactical timeout, I guess they're discussing if they want to force, and Hunden has made that call.
Yeah, see, this high risk, high reward. If this works off, they're going to put themselves in a pretty good position to build up a pretty decent half still. But if they lose this one, they're likely going to be just stuck immediately onto an eco. AVANGAR are going to be able to get themselves up to 7 before the rifles even come out for Alternate Attacks. And even then, they're not really going to be working with the best buy. They may not have the op unless Sirison right now decides to keep all of his money into this one. So I don't know, maybe the correct decision if it works out. But then again, that's how it always is. It's always about what happens. The correct decision maybe isn't always something that's quite so clearly cut. Rather, there may be a grey line that it's a little bit hard to tell. So let's see how this is going to go. They have invested onto most of their players. Sirison looking to maybe try and keep at least some of that in, or maybe even all of it. Doesn't upgrade at all. So they will try and get that up out on the next gun round no matter what. But if they aren't able to take this one, likely another eco that they will be facing.
In the meantime, in this particular round, ATTAX have stacked a little bit towards A to start things, but now they're rotating back and leaving ECFN alone towards the A site. So they are taking a slight gamble here. They don't have any presence towards A long. However, in a round like this, where you only have pistols, you kind of have to take a gamble to win out, unless you can, I guess, try and just win the aim fights. But that's unlikely. And Hunden will be mollied out early on. That's quite a common Molotov, so I'm somewhat surprised to see Hunden attempt to play that position. It's not going to work out for him this time around. Smoke comes in. Still no commit from AVANGAR yet. A minute left on the clock, and they are just chilling fairly far back. Nice little boost. Stefan's going to look over the smoke, and Jame was on the other side, but I don't think he spotted out the AWPer. And now AVANGAR might just look to group back up around A.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to be the correct decision. We see ECFN. He is quite aggressive, so maybe if he takes a couple of kills, there's a decent chance. But if he gets traded out, then likely his teammate's not really in position to rotate fast enough to try and actually hold this one down. Jame just keeping them up present over on B, at least showing some presence, ensuring that the rotate doesn't come in immediately. And Buster finds that kill there onto ECFN. The steps over towards long just distracted him enough for Buster to be able to take that one with ease. And it will be just 3 players now that remain for alternate attacks. And at least they have a chance to get some damage, and we see Sirison actually in a pretty decent position, and he's not going to be cleared quite yet. And Ned goes down, does a lot of damage, and Stefan actually gets one quick dig. But that may be it. Sirison at least going to step it up. Oh my god, he finds a quick double. Jame, luckily enough, will trade it. If he had a fail, it could have got really difficult with Tizian on the flank, but it will now be a 2-on-1. Tizian probably looking to try and get this one. Probably looking to try and maybe get a weapon for himself and get a couple kills out of this one, try and see if he can get it done. But it's not really going to work out. That was awkward there for AVANGAR. I believe when they got the bomb planted, there was only about 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Sirson nearly won the round there. That was a very clean double. If he'd have got the triple, I think that might have been enough. But not meant to be this time around. And so, alternate attacks, even though they take that round close with only the pistols, even though they do a pretty good job there, into this 9th round, they don't really have much to work with because they fully forced. So they're probably going to have to concede another round over here. You can see ATTAX all just sitting back, 5 players stacked up. You see a couple of variations of this. Normally, you will see teams sort of stand on that slope, stand behind each other to try and line themselves up. ATTAX all just sticking together, hoping that AVANGAR walk into the firing squad, but not going to happen. AVANGAR walk on towards the B site. Unfortunately for ATTAX, the gamble doesn't pay off. But with 4 USPs, you pretty much have to take a risk like this, even if you want to get a kill or 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I presume they will just try and stick together now, maybe try and get a couple kills of AVANGAR at the moment. I don't know, I don't think it'd be, not only do they not really have the money to afford to hunt, but the fact that there's nothing for them to actually get off of alternate attacks means they should be just exiting together. But if we see the CTs maybe stack up a position, make their way around to the B halls as they may be doing so now, it could get dangerous. But Demasic, he's lurking towards top mid, is going to take at least 2 before he eventually falls to Hunden. And the AK shouldn't be retrievable. Prison in a good position to just rain down hell from above. He's going to be able to get that double kill, and James closes that one out onto Sirison. So AVANGAR get themselves a 7-2 lead, and they're getting themselves into a really good position early on to make this a great T-half. But now the buy will finally come back out for the German side.
Indeed it will, and Sirson does have that AWP we were talking about previously. He saved quite heavily to ensure he gets this one. He's going to play towards B. Generally, Searson's been towards A so far, but he's going to leave ECFN alone towards the A site. And I think ATTAX is trying to switch things up because they have lost B a fair few times. They decide early on to stack towards B. I think it's more likely that AVANGAR will go for a quick B play than a quick A push. So that's understandable, but oh no, Buster, blinded up, was standing in the flames. He gets caught out. So the first kill is going to go in favor of ATTAX. In the meantime, AVANGAR have decided to rotate back around towards A. But now ATTAX can also afford to just spread out. They have the man advantage. They are going to commit 2 players back towards the A site. And AVANGAR still not really making any decisive moves just yet.
Yeah, they still have a lot of time to work with, so I don't think they're in too much of a rush, but they will have to try and do something now to bring this round back in their favor. We saw once again alternate attacks, they've been enjoying these aggressive plays. Cobblestone, not a map that allows for those quite so easily, but they've been doing a good job at using the utility to allow for them opening picks to be found. I know AVANGAR looks like they may be trying to get some control towards the drop room, and currently this may be the correct decision. We see a setup coming in from alternate attacks that's actually quite passive, and they've completely given up connector, so it could be a problem if they decide to split towards this B bomb site. Tizian up on top of the tree will get flashed off and caught from behind, so Krizen finds a very crucial opening, and Stefan up close to long is going to get taken down instantly by Kickard. somehow this round now going all back in favor of AVANGAR. They get control of the B bomb site and they get themselves a nice 2-man advantage. Demastic, he steps it up massively as it's just going to be Sirison that remains alive, and he's already running away with this up. He wants nothing to do with this one.
Yeah, after saving pretty heavily to get this AWP, Sirison doesn't really get to use it. AVANGAR was kind of posturing around at the start of this one, but eventually they made the call to go towards B, and it pays off for them. Sirison might get to save the AWP, but even if he does, the next round not going to look good for ATTAX. And, well, again, remember, we have to put this into context. This was Alternate ATTAX's map pick here on Cobblestone. And considering they played Mirage close, I think, you know, you'd expect them to at least be able to make this map competitive. But right now, they're just kind of losing out in the aim fights. And I think we always say this about ATTAX. Sometimes their sort of lack of individual skill can cost them a bit. Seems like that might be the case here. They're losing quite a few aim fights early on. And again, they're going to be stuck down to pistols apart from Sirison. Let's see what he decides to do with that AWP. He's currently out towards A long. If he goes for the peak though, James is on the other side. However, he's holding in towards mid. Sirison though has gone towards danger, so it shouldn't be a massive issue. And AVANGAR, again, they're going to push as a unit to start the round. 3 players towards A long. I've seen this quite often from them, and oh, the boost spotted out by Buster. Again, the man advantage for AVANGAR.
Yeah, good start from AVANGAR with, oh, JM spots that player out there, able to take him down. ECFN with the Deagle now going to be getting overwhelmed. 3 players are going to be pushing him down, and he'll only find 1. ECFN falls, and so does control of the A bomb site. It's going to be all up to Stefan now. Last man standing in his position is known, and his HP is just slowly being chipped away.
There it is. Buster gets the first and last kill of the round. And ATTAX, I mean, they will still get a buy together. At this point, they probably are going to want to switch something up. I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 AWPs. But, yeah, at the same time, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 AWPs, but I don't really like the double AWP on the CT of Cobblestone all that much. And ATTAX decide it's not worth it. So they are just going to continue to play as they have been with the 1 AWP for Sirison. He's going to go aggressive out towards A long, but look at the push in towards mid. AVANGAR have found the 1 crack in the defense. They're going to try and exploit it to the fullest. They're making their way up towards the A site. Hold is coming in from A long, but Critson can push forwards. He might just spot the man. They're trying to rotate over, but this is very awkward now. The bomb hasn't got towards the site just yet. ATTAX, however, towards A long are forced back, and Kicker gets a kill. 2 kills with the molly. How on earth has that happened? In the meantime, Buster wins the fight towards A long. It's still a 2 versus 4. Stefan is going to try and find something, but I don't think this is happening. Kicker in the smoke. Spots Sirison in the back. What a crazy round this has been, but it is AVANGAR again to come out on top. This is just domination at this point.
Yeah, complete and utter domination. It was looking a bit awkward there for AVANGAR for a while. They were kind of just stuck in limbo, stuck around the door position, trying to get their way up ramp. We saw the 2 players on long were in good positions, but somehow Kicker rather manages to burn 2 players alive. I'm not quite sure how that happened. It must have been in towards the balcony room, and then with the kills being found on long as well, just the AVANGAR taking full control of the round and making their way into double digits already, with still a chance to increase that even further. 13 looking possible. Is it going to happen is the question, as Hunden tries to go aggressive. There is a player up on top of the position here that may be able to see over the smoke, and with Hunden already being damaged quite heavily, this is going to get really awkward for Alternate ATTAX in the upcoming seconds once the smoke begins to fade. He's definitely made his position now, spamming away. He'll be taken down. He actually somehow takes the dink in the process, but it won't be enough now, as the man advantage is going to be in favour of the T side, but it doesn't really last for long. Buster goes very solo into the drop room, and now we've been allowed for Tizian to upgrade his way towards an AK-47.
Yeah, the 4v4 for ATTAX isn't too bad. Fairly often they've been losing the opening pick. So an even trade I think they'll be fairly happy with. Having said that, Demastic is currently out towards A long. ECFN might be caught in the back if he's not careful, but Demastic isn't going to push towards mid. He's going to push through A long. In the meantime, drop play coming in, and Tizian gets a 2nd kill on the round. Having said that, Demastic is still working up A long, but ECFN could make the difference. I don't know if they'll expect him to be pushed in towards mid. And if the T's come towards this position, ECFN could shut them down. Again, take a look at the map. Demastic thinks A is clear. Now, though, he spots ECFN in the back. That might just allow them to get onto the A site with ease, because Alternate ATTAX not going to rotate in time. They've got the boost coming in towards door, though. If they get a kill or two, it would be good, but the bomb is already on the site, so that's not going to happen. It's just a 3-on-3 retake.
Yeah, and I don't know what their chances are in this. You can see they're going to have to get a move on instantly with no defuse kit available. The flash goes out at least, but it's not really going to allow for much to be found. Kicker from mid with the op there actually steps up and takes down Tizian. And Demasic, the man who was the hero, I'd say, in Mirage, had a great performance. He's going to be able to drop one more. So on to Sirison now. 1-on-3. And I don't think he's even going to be allowed to save. Prison looking to try and hunt. Let's see if he clears this position correctly. And he will do so. Nice crosshair placement, rather, allows for an easy enough headshot to come in. And AVANGAR now 11-2 as alternate attacks once again can't afford to buy. And it seems to be the trend so far in this half. We saw on the analyst desk a lot of people, I believe, predicted this map in favour of alternate attacks. But right now, none of their players are just stepping it up. It seems to be that they're just lacking the firepower.
Yeah, it's really not working out for them so far. They're going to try and go for the boost in towards drop down. We saw this previously, where the push fully came through. Wouldn't expect that to happen this time. It looks like they're just going to stick around near the smoke. Having said that, Buster did some damage there. If he spots that blood, then he will be able to eventually realize he sorted out a boost. Either way, action going down, and Kridson gets a couple of kills. Important ones at that. Actually, only the one frag for him. It was Kicker who got the double, but nonetheless, a 3 versus 2. And then pushed up, but he gets picked off. And ECFN is on the B side, but he's got 3 players to deal with. Don't think he's going to be doing it. 1 minute left. That's not going to be important, though, because AVANGAR are just straight up pushing towards B right now. ECFN will be forced out by the molly. There we go. AVANGAR, 12 rounds on the board. I mean, you can just take a look at the money AVANGAR have in the bank and realize this has clearly been going incredibly well for them.
Yeah, but as I mentioned, that reset that just kept happening for alternate attacks and never allowed them to get into this game. And I guess at some point they just lost the momentum, lost the confidence, and right now it's all in favour of AVANGAR. They finally will get a buyout. It is on the final round of this half, so trying to salvage this by at least getting themselves up to a 3rd round. But I don't think it's going to be really easy by any means. So far, AVANGAR are looking great, but a small bit of HP will be taken off a Buster early on, so something at least to be found for alternate attacks. But no, never mind. Sirison holding from the door gets wall banged, so it's not really going to go in their favour early on. James, nice lineup there to actually get that damage in. He won't be aware of it, of course, but once he spots that blood, he will be. He sees that now on the wall. He's like, okay guys, I've weakened someone on the A-bomb site. And let's see what they decide to do because of that. And we do see actually 4 players now grouped up on this side of the map, including the bomb. Buster was left to lurk, but he will be taken down by a nice double peek that comes in from alternate attacks over towards the drop room. So now, up to the 4 players that look to try and go towards the A-bomb site, it seems. And ECFN, look how aggressive he is. If he falls here without getting a kill out of this one, this could get really dangerous for alternate attacks.
And there's currently a smoke up, but if that fades, ECFN could be fairly exposed, and he realizes that. He will now fall back. Either way, AVANGAR not pulling the trigger just yet. That incendiary comes in, it could split them up. Still though, Demasic commits to the push, but Searson will get the trade back. And Hunden has rotated over very quickly, spots out the man, goes for the flash over, and Hunden's going to hunt down this kill. Good play from Hunden to extend the advantage, and James is going to need a fair few frags.
Oh my god, he
wins
wins this.
Second. Okay, James making something happen. 20 seconds left, though. So he has to get towards the site fairly quickly or just play for the frags. And James is going to get a 3rd. Stefan holding off, needs this kill, tapping away, can't find it.
Oh, no.
James goes up. Oh, my God. Yeah, what the hell? How did he leg him there? He was jumping, I think. I mean, AVANGAR, again, even when it looks like they're almost certainly going to lose the round, they make it close. That was ridiculous.
The second I saw that second headshot come in, he double scoped and got a flick headshot onto I believe it was Sirison who was playing around the van there with the AWP, and I was just like, I just said he wins these. I could feel it coming. He took down Hunden then, who faced from the tree, and unluckily not really able to get that kill onto Stefan, even though I guess you could say Stefan kind of missing some shots there that he should have had quite easily.
Wow. Alternate attacks, if they want to go to Katowice, they need to turn this around right now. Remember, the loser of this series is eliminated. And ATTAX are just 4 round losses away from losing their chance. Remember, if AVANGAR win, though, they get to go to the playoffs, and that'll be really nice for them after performing admirably at the major. I'm sure they will be looking to continue that form. Having said that, ATTAX have got the first damage of the round, and it's quite a lot of damage, actually. Kicker dinked down to 8 HP. In the meantime, drop play coming in, but Kritzen, oh sorry, Buster is going to get that kill. They're going to filter through and go for the A-split now. Stefan leading the charge. Here comes the push. Jame trying to hold it off. There are 2 players on A, and Jame is one of them. Again, with another headshot towards this site. He is going to get overwhelmed, but still, AVANGAR in okay positions, but Hunden is going to get that frag through the wood with the Glock. All right, then, back to a 3 versus 3. No kit yet on AVANGAR as they try and get it done, and Demasik is going to tap off the first headshot. Buster also finds the flank. Oh, Buster just about finds the frag. And there we go, AVANGAR do turn it around.
Yeah, about to be 13-3 now for AVANGAR, and Alternate ATTAX getting the bomb plant. They can eat good as following around if they want to get the buyout once AVANGAR have 14, but they don't really have a lot of room to work with right now, so it's going to be a very difficult decision, I guess. But while we have a moment, I'm going to go ahead and just tell everyone that there is going to be a giveaway that'll be done on the upcoming Sunday after the grand finals of this Farmskins tournament. We will be giving away a Flip Knife Blue Steel field tested to all subscribers. So if you want to get yourself in on that action, go ahead and subscribe. It is, of course, you can subscribe at any of the tiers, whether it be the 5, the 15, or I believe the other one, the 10, or I believe the other one is a $25 sub. So go for whichever you want, and we'll put you in with the chance of winning. And now into this one. Alternate ATTAX, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if they wanted to actually give away this round. They don't have a lot of room to work with, and because of that, they decided to go for the investment. They get 4 UMPs. They get a deagle onto Stefan, who so far in the series overall has had a pretty good performance with it. But early on, the HP going heavily in favour of AVANGAR. And also the kill now as Buster is able to just peek out and take down Sirison.
And here we go, Demasik looking to hold the site. He is going to get a kill there. Second frag for him on the hold. The UMPs got close there, but didn't really manage to find the frags, even though they managed to get up close. So AVANGAR will take their 14th. And at this point, ATTAX are just going to have to force at every opportunity they can. They're desperate to get something to go their way, and the Pistols are going to have to do it. Stefan doesn't even have the Deeg that he's been so impressive on so far. He's only got the CZ, and we'll get to see if he can get the job done with that weapon. Jame going to be holding towards A-Long alongside his teammate. He's playing somewhat close, which could be a risk up against the Pistols. Well, that's yet to be seen because ATTAX are still just holding back at the start.
Yeah, a bit of a gap in the smoke on mid that I guess they were hoping to be able to exploit, hoping that someone from AVANGAR wouldn't be aware of this and maybe give something away, give a chance for them to finally get a move on. But they will now begin to move in towards middle. Kicker in a good angle, going to be able to at least connect some damage, but the problem is now they can kind of make their way up ramp. There is a player in position that may be able to try and hold this one down, and Kicker just peeks back in and is going to be able to drop ECFN. So now Sirison and Hunden are the last 2 remaining, and this is looking like it's going to be map point and serious point in favour of AVANGAR, and it will indeed. We see Krizen closing that one out with a double kill. Now it's only 1 more round that's going to be needed for the Kazakhstan side, as Alternate ATTAX didn't really show up on their own map pick.
Yeah, and the impressive thing here from AVANGAR is that all of them are showing up individually. I mean, just take a look at the scoreboard and you'll see the lowest player has 15 frags, the highest player has 18. They're all just doing their bit. And if this AVANGAR shows up in the playoffs, then they certainly still have a chance to make it through to Katowice. Even though there are some very strong invited teams, AVANGAR are always dangerous if the players show up. And that's kind of what we talked about earlier. We kind of said that we think AVANGAR have the better players, and if AVANGAR show up, there's really not much I don't think ATTAX can do, and that's kind of what's come through here. 15-3, and ATTAX just going to have to rely again on mostly pistols to try and get something going.
Yeah, for sure. They have the utility though, so it looks like they may have a plan in mind, at least coming into this round, something to try and get a lifeline to work with now, to give something go in their favour. But Kicker, he's going to open that up. Sirison at least manages to find the trade. So it looks like the B-bomb site is going to be their target, with just 1 player over towards A, but they don't even have the bomb right now, so just kind of gone 1 by 1. I think this is Alternate ATTAX just kind of giving up on it at this point, as it will be AVANGAR to just shut them down, as all those players take the 1 versus 1 duels. But we will just be heading back to the desk now to go ahead and discuss this series and discuss the fact that Alternate ATTAX just didn't really show up on the second map.
I would definitely agree. I think Alternate not showing up at all, and Cobble, and on the other side AVANGAR, every single player stepping up. But you can see from their T side, Hogar, we